ubicado en el paraíso Copán. Sabemos que vive indígenas afuera del paraíso Copán.
Next is CCTV footage capturing a brutal gang attack on the offices of El Buentono newspaper in Cordoba, Veracruz, Mexico.
In November 2011, this gang were filmed breaking into the offices of El Buentono in Cordoba. Staff were seen fleeing the building shortly after.
During a quiet evening, a newspaper office in Mexico was suddenly attacked by an armed gang trying to break into the office. Courageously and ruthlessly, the armed gang penetrated the newspaper office's defenses. Once inside, they mercilessly doused the office with gasoline before setting the building on fire. They created a shocking scene when the fire broke out in a split second.
And they've released this CCTV in an attempt to bring their attackers to justice.
The fire engulfs the newspaper office, creating a chaotic and tense situation. The merciless armed gang leaves a trail of destruction as they leave the burning building. In a heart-stopping moment caught on camera, a worker's quick thinking and bravery come to the forefront as he foils a potential assault. Watch as criminals, posing as passers-by, threaten the truck driver and an assistant. In a remarkable move, our anonymous hero swiftly launches a gas tank at the approaching criminal, disrupting the assault attempt and sending the thief to the ground. This brave act not only neutralizes the armed assailant, but also underscores the unpredictable nature of real-life situations. The criminal's accomplice, witnessing the unexpected turn of events, hastily rushes to escape, leaving his partner behind. In a significant turn of events, the reputed leader of one of Mexico's most notorious drug cartels, Benjamin Arellano Felix, has been extradited to the United States. Alberto Benjamin Arellano Felix, former leader of the Arellano Felix organization, faces charges of racketeering, money laundering, and trafficking. Arellano Felix was taken into custody by Mexican authorities in 2002, and after years of legal battles, a final order of extradition to the United States was granted in 2007. The Arellano Felix organization has been a source of fear and violence on both sides of the border. He arrived in the United States, where he is scheduled to be arraigned on May 2, 2011, in the U.S. District Court in San Diego, before Judge Larry Allen Burns. In Ecuador, the threat of a new criminal group from the Jalisco cartel, known as Los Tiburones New Generation, has sparked a wave of violence and resistance. The Los Tiburones group announced an armed conflict between a new armed group and a rival group. This cartel emerged in late 2019, has a current leader, Alex Salazar Villamer, and has caused an increase in violent activity in the province of Esmeraldas.
De más de un inocente que ha caído vilmente abatido, entre ellos mujeres y niños, en esta guerra.
They have clarified their actions, particularly in the province of Esmeraldas. Their threats include robbery, intimidation, kidnapping, extortion, and the death of innocent civilians. The group rejects all forms of anger and abuse in Esmeraldas and upholds its principles and values. Although the group says it exists to defend and protect civilians, many are skeptical of its true intentions. In Chihuahua, Mexico, police officers used ingenuity and clever tactics to arrest a cartel member. As the incident unfolds, a store becomes the setting for a carefully orchestrated bust. In the middle of a bright afternoon, the target of the arrest gets out of his red pickup truck and stands in front of the store, unaware that police officers have been tracking his whereabouts. After obtaining information, the police team prepared for the siege by devising ingenious tactics to capture him without risk. When the time came, the police took effective action. The police cars set up a quick siege formation around the target. This operation was designed to prevent escape and leave little room for the target to escape. Instantly, the target was surrounded by fast-moving and coordinated police officers. Surrounded by police cars, the target has no choice but to surrender. A riveting story unfolds at the United States-Mexico border as federal authorities announce the discovery of the longest-ever drug tunnel, unveiling a hidden network beneath the surface. Our story begins with federal authorities standing at the entrance of what would soon be revealed as the longest drug tunnel discovered between the United States and Mexico. Equipped with determination and a sense of duty, they embark on a journey into the unknown. As the authorities venture further into the tunnel, the atmosphere becomes tense. The passageways are tight and dark, creating an eerie setting that echoes the clandestine nature of the activities that took place within these hidden depths. In Michoacan, Mexico, tensions between rival cartels have reached a threatening level. An alleged member of the Jalisco New Generation cartel declared war against a criminal leader known as El Migueladas. It's not just what they say, it's the sheer show of force that grabs attention. The CJNG exhibits an overwhelming number of vehicles, armed members, and an array of weapons, underscoring the magnitude of their presence in this escalating conflict.
En el municipio de Mazapa de Madero, en la sierra de Chiapas, las personas dejaron una manta con un mensaje.
In a parallel development, armed men, possibly linked to the Sinaloa cartel, burned cargo trucks in Chiapas. A signed message hinted at the ongoing territorial dispute with the CJNG. In gripping footage at sea, the Coast Guard successfully intercepts a makeshift narco submarine in the vast Pacific Ocean, laden with a staggering $69 million worth of In the Pacific Ocean, the Coast Guard cutter ship, the Harriet Lane, intercepted a semi-submersible carrying 5,000 pounds of manned by 4 suspected smugglers. The narco submarine was seized in a high-stakes operation on October 23rd. The confiscated valued at $69 million, highlights the magnitude of this successful drug interception. The Coast Guard's relentless efforts have once again disrupted the illicit flow of narcotics, safeguarding our waters from the dangers posed by drug smuggling. In a tense and gripping moment, a camera captures the journey of 2 men in Mexico, which unexpectedly turns into a terrifying experience.
Go, no, please, what? Please. Please, what?
With the camera filming from inside the car, a man in a white shirt as the driver and a man in a black jacket drive down what should be an ordinary street. However, their journey takes a drastic turn when they are stopped by a cartel gang guarding the area.
No problem, okay? No problem. You will. ¿Dónde vas?
The fear immediately sets in, creating a palpable sense of tension. Fortunately, their fear is short-lived as the cartel gang signals them to remain calm. The cartel gang wants to make sure the 2 men are not spies or police trying to stake out their territory.
What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron.
See you. Logan.
Edwin.
What's your name?
Philip.
Brooke.
No problem.
Brief questions about the purpose of the trip and their names come into focus before they are safely released to continue their journey. Although the situation eventually calmed down, this experience reflects the tense circumstances and risks travelers can face in some regions of Mexico. In a lot of places, going out at night means you're going straight into the lion's den because gangs reign supreme and the authorities don't have the power to stop them either. watch as gang members casually walk up to a man minding his own business and rob him while everyone else goes about their business like it's nothing. That said, turning a blind eye to the situation doesn't mean the thugs will let these people off the hook. They've got unlimited time to raid the store, going person to person and collecting wallets. As for the poor patrons, they're utterly helpless. What's especially heart-wrenching, however, is the way the gang members escape without even a hint of resistance. Five criminals attempted a daring robbery, only to find their plans thwarted by the swift response of law enforcement. Four individuals enter a house for a robbery, with their driver waiting outside for a quick getaway. Surprisingly, the waiting driver is swiftly apprehended by the police. In a desperate attempt to flee, the criminals climb a wall, one discarding his weapon. The police spot their escape plan and intervene, and the criminals cancel their escape, facing inevitable consequences. Desperate to flee, the criminals climb a wall, one discarding his weapon. However, vigilant police spot their plan and intervene. Realizing the futility, the criminals cancel their escape and face the inevitable consequences. A semi-submersible, designed with stealth in mind, was recently captured, carrying a substantial cargo of 625 kilograms of Our story unfolds off the coast of Panama, where the Coast Guard and anti-drug services intercepted a semi-submersible vessel meticulously designed to navigate almost entirely underwater. This innovative vessel, constructed with fiberglass and wood, blends seamlessly into the ocean, making detection a challenging task. In the semi-submersible vessel, authorities discovered 625 kilograms of Three Colombians attempting to smuggle the drugs were apprehended near El Porvenir. The substantial amount highlighted in the video underscores the scale of the drug seizure, promptly confiscated as crucial evidence by the authorities. In Mexico, as night falls, we take you on a journey through dark territory ruled by drug cartels. The car crosses deserted streets, entering territory that is often considered off-limits. Minimal street lighting illuminates the surroundings, giving us a glimpse into the complexities of this region, home to the trafficking and hideouts of the Mexican cartels. The atmosphere is tense with every dark turn and corner, especially when passing through narrow buildings. The night creates an aura of mystery, as if it holds dark secrets around every corner. In the darkness, we can imagine that every wall and every narrow passage has its own story. But in the tension of this night, no one speaks. The silence is a reminder of the courage to venture into dangerous territory. On a dark and uncertain night in the northeast, this driver inadvertently found himself in a tense situation. The quiet night is suddenly interrupted by an unauthorized checkpoint.
No te lo quiero quitar. Ok. Guárdamelo. Oh, no, que tenemos el mapa nomás. Bueno, hay que ponerle $1000 aquí para la mañana, 500 y 500 para que se me vayan bien. Le voy a dar una clave. Okay.
As the car drives through the darkness of the night, the driver is suddenly confronted by an unauthorized Northeast cartel checkpoint. The cartel members demand that the driver pull over. The demand for money as a security tax gives the appearance of extortion and creates a sense of unease in the region.
Sobre. Ponle $300 más, 150 cada quien. En efectivo no. Ya está. Yo no tengo ya efectivo.
As the scene continues, the driver is asked to pay another sum. The situation is further complicated when the cartel decides that the amount already paid is insufficient. The driver must pay more to guarantee safety for himself and his passengers. Amid Nairobi's bustling TRM Mall, organized crime has been caught on CCTV. 7 women and 1 man have come to the limelight with their cunning and coordination. Entering the textbook center store, the women pretend to be customers and don't arouse the staff's suspicions. In a tense scene, they form a protective circle around one of the group, who skillfully places the stolen laptop between her thighs while wearing a dress that confuses surveillance. Their skill in the act is clearly illustrated as the perpetrators calmly leave the store, hiding the stolen goods under their oversized dresses. The act is so subtle that it would be difficult for the untrained eye to detect. We delve into the intense world of cartels, where filtered videos have emerged, showcasing threats exchanged between rival factions in Narcos Honduras.
Que le dicen Pepe, sabemos que está ubicado en el paraíso Copán, sabemos que vive indígenas afuera del paraíso Copán, sabemos que tu casa es color naranja.
Our story unfolds with filtered videos, revealing a chilling exchange of threats between rival cartels. In one corner, a cartel warns, "No one messes with Don Mencho's people," responding to another cartel's threat of leaking compromising images involving a notorious wolf kingpin and narco planes allegedly connected to Tony Hernandez, brother of former President Juan Orlando Hernandez.
Enseñar a respetar la familia, con la mamá de los compas nadie se mete. Sabes quiénes somos, vamos en camino para donde vos. Venimos bajando por Petén.
In a final warning, the cartel issues an ultimatum, giving the rival faction 24 hours to retract their statements. The threat is clear, promising repercussions if the warnings are not heeded. The filtered videos capture the intensity of this perilous game, where respect for family is emphasized with an underlying tone of reprimand. In June 2023, a highway patrol trooper stopped a vehicle for tailgating. Little did he know, however, that what seemed like an average traffic stop would turn out to be something much bigger.
Well, the reason I got him stopped is because he's falling too close. I'm not going to issue him a citation. It's just going to be a warning, okay? All right?
The trooper was very calm about the interaction, asking the woman about her work and why she was traveling. But while her record looked clear, things got a little more complicated when he inquired about the two men in front of her.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I'm not going to issue a citation or anything like that, all right? I'm just going to run your information, make sure there's no wants and warrants, make sure you guys are valid.
Having no idea who they were, the trooper went back to his vehicle to run their passports through the system. When he returned, though, he was accompanied by Border Patrol. These people were about to get arrested.
Any weapons on you, anything? Pistoles?
No,
okay.
not
Can I pat you down real quick? I'll check your waistband.
It turns out the trooper had just caught a big fish in the form of Edenilson Velasquez Larin, who's a notorious MS-13 gang leader. He was charged with ordering murders, drug distribution, and money laundering. The sheriff may run the LA County jails, but it's the Mexican mafia that has the real power in the underworld that festers behind these bars.
Jails indictment, which outlines a criminal enterprise run by the Mexican mafia that controlled drug trafficking and extortion activities throughout the LA County jail system.
The quote-unquote mafia was made up of leaders from different gangs who operated like an illegal government within these jails, smuggling drugs and assaulting anyone who didn't fall in line. But what's actually crazy is the method they used for their operation.
The organization would then sell drugs to inmates. The Mexican mafia had a range of supporters that participated in the racketeering enterprise.
The gang leaders would relay orders using wives, girlfriends, and even lawyers, getting lower-ranked members deliberately arrested on minor charges so that they could act as drug mules and keep the operation running.
And there were people who passed messages directing criminal activities between those in the jail and gang leaders on the streets.
Over 80 people were arrested on various charges in 2018, with another 13 getting charged in 2024. But here's the frightening reality. Despite these arrests, the prison-based syndicate is still operational to this day.
The wives and girlfriends were not the only link to the outside world. This morning, we also arrested a lawyer who is accused of being a key facilitator for the organization.
Here's a disturbing video showcasing alleged members of the notorious cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación involved in a harrowing incident.
Sepan que este negocio de las escort tiene dueño, CJNG, y se tiene que reportar cada semana.
In a chilling video, suspected CJNG members are seen intimidating women working in nightclubs. The perpetrators insist that the escort business has an owner, none other than the CJNG.
Tírate al piso, tírate al piso, la verga.
No vayas a disparar.
Tírate al piso, la verga.
Sí, 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 sí.
The situation escalates as one of the individuals demands that a woman throw herself at his feet. Shockingly, he proceeds to step on her, highlighting the brutal control they exert over these women. A Balkan crime organization has been targeted in a massive international operation. Police from 8 European countries collaborated to dismantle a Balkan crime organization flooding Europe with illegal drugs. The unprecedented operation led to the arrest of 61 individuals, including 2 suspected leaders and a police officer believed to have collaborated with the gang. The crackdown yielded significant results as law enforcement seized over 4 metric tons of illegal drugs. Europol disclosed that the cartel had established a pipeline stretching from South America to Spain and other European countries. Here's a daring heist that took place in less than a minute, resulting in a staggering $1.4 billion loot. This was the millionaire robbery of a Brinks truck in Puente Alto. The Brinks truck driver opened the door for the criminals, allowing them access to the valuable cargo. The assailants efficiently transferred bags filled with money from the Brinks truck to their own vehicles. The loot was no small sum. The Brinks truck was carrying a total of 12 bags, each containing 120 million pesos, amassing a colossal $1.4 billion. The criminals acted with precision, making a swift escape, along with the complicit Brinks truck driver. Georgia becomes a major hub for Mexico's drug cartels. These criminal organizations are setting up shop north of the border, posing a significant threat to the United States.
Drug cartels are hiding in plain sight. Inside this closet, a shopping bag holds $250,000 in cash.
Let's follow the trail with DEA agents as they conduct an undercover operation. These agents reveal how Mexican drug cartels are hiding in plain sight, blending into the fabric of everyday life in Metro Atlanta. From stacks of cash to pounds of their activities have reached alarming proportions.
One interruption in the daily surge of drugs and cash flowing between Atlanta's quiet suburbs and Mexico's meanest street.
After 9 weeks of intense surveillance, the DEA took down Alcaraz. The arrest revealed a low-key lifestyle for someone earning a staggering $50,000 a week. With evidence pointing to drug transactions and connections, it's clear that the cartels have deeply infiltrated the suburban landscape. In an unsettling turn of events, a video has emerged showing children in Sinaloa engaging in a disturbing game. Two minors were captured on video playing a dangerous game where they set up a checkpoint, complete with toy weapons, cardboard bulletproof vests and helmets. Watch as one of the young hitmen approaches a passing car and casually asks the driver about their destination. The response, coupled with the passengers' nonchalant reactions, adds a chilling layer to this childhood game. In the heart of Sinaloa's chaos, we are confronted with tense scenes that reflect the threat of the cartels. As we travel, motorcyclists are forced to stop. Ahead, chaos reigns on the streets and must take a tiny road off the streets. The level of chaos was further revealed as we made our way through the gravel streets. Traces of earlier events were evident. The marks of a robbery riot on a container, later set on fire, created an eerie scene. The sight of the National Guard on the scene confirms the real impact of the cartel chaos. The stalwart guardians ensure security and order are maintained amid a real threat. In the uncertainty surrounding the footage, dozens of cars can be lined up on a long highway. The tense atmosphere leaps off the screen as the group is full of men wearing bulletproof vests and carrying complete weapons. The members of the group, clearly prepared in bulletproof vests and armed to the teeth, show that this is no ordinary event. Although many walk between the cars, the final destination of the convoy remains a mystery. Tension builds as the group moves from walking to entering cars. The convoy of vehicles that form shows careful coordination. They move together in an unknown direction, arousing curiosity and anxiety. In this revealing footage of a cartel member's life, the atmosphere of his home leads us into a dark and suspenseful world. With an exciting opening scene, a gun on the sofa suggests that a threat can come at a time and that one must be prepared to act quickly. The walls of the house, decorated with long guns, create a dark atmosphere and bring the audience into the daily life of the cartel members. Communication devices like walkie-talkies and other equipment are scattered around the house, indicating structured coordination among cartel members. In a bizarre and unsettling scene, residents of Chiapas, Mexico, gathered along the Pan-American Highway to applaud the passage of an armed group identified as part of the notorious Sinaloa cartel.
En medio de gritos de apoyo de pobladores,
in shared videos on social networks, a festive atmosphere unfolds as a crowd eagerly awaits armed men passing in vehicles. The onlookers erupt in joy, shouting Sinaloa as the armed group, wielding heavy caliber weapons, parades through La Trinitaria to Frontera Comalapa in southern Chiapas. The border region has become a battleground for rival cartels, especially the Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco Nueva Generación cartel, CJNG, competing for control of the drug trade. This ongoing conflict has led to a grim trail of disappearances, kidnappings, dispossession, murders, and the forced displacement and recruitment of the local population. A gripping footage of high seas drama as the Mexican Navy intercepts a narco submarine loaded with astonishing tons of drugs. In a high-stakes operation, the Mexican Navy successfully seized over 3.5 tons of believed to be cocaine from a sophisticated narco submarine. The 26-meter-long underwater vessel served as a clandestine conduit for the illicit drug trade. As the narco submarine surfaced, authorities apprehended 5 individuals of various nationalities on board. The journey of these drug traffickers abruptly ended as they were taken into custody and transported to the city of La Paz in Baja California. In a chilling footage, a new Mexican drug trafficking cartel, Nueva Plaza, has emerged, issuing threats against the most wanted drug trafficker, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, commonly known as El Mencho.
La traición es lo de ustedes. No pido que se me unan, solo que no intervengan por una causa que no existe. Lo de Mencho es ambición.
In the unsettling video, a group of hooded men, donning dark uniforms and brandishing weapons, proudly represent the criminal organization Nueva Plaza. The ominous message they send echoes in the shadows, setting the stage for a new chapter in the Mexican drug trade.
Los videos, un método cada vez más utilizado por las organizaciones.
The video's timing is crucial, surfacing just a month after another group, reportedly backed by federal authorities, issued threats against El Mencho. The imagery, letters, and symbols in the video align with a distinct aesthetic commonly used by criminal organizations, as noted by experts in public security. In a remarkable yet risky attempt for a better life, a man defies the odds by swimming across the metal fence that divides Mexico from the United States in Tijuana.
Un hombre atravesó el cerco metálico que divide a México y Estados Unidos en la zona de playas de Tijuana ante la mirada de algunas personas que se encuentran.
As onlookers observed, a man with a backpack started undressing, indicating his plan to swim across the border. His determination, possibly paired with unawareness of extensive surveillance, heightened the suspense of the moment.
De inmediato, agentes de la patrulla fronteriza arribaron al lugar. Las cámaras de Azteca lograron captar el momento de su arresto. Y es que la zona está completamente...
In swift response to the breach, Border Patrol agents arrived at the scene, with Azteca cameras capturing the dramatic moment of the man's arrest. The Tijuana Fire Department's Water Rescue Division highlighted the extreme complexity and risk of such illegal crossings, particularly in this heavily guarded area. In the silence of the Mexican roads, a truck moves at a moderate speed, carrying a precious load to its destination. However, fate says otherwise, and an event occurs. As the dash cam pans over the truck, we see the driver and crew going about their daily routine. Without warning, 2 other vehicles pull up to the truck, and a group of armed gang members get out with malicious intent. In a moment of tension, the driver and the assistant are seen raising their hands in fear of the weapons and vandalism that lie ahead. Eventually, the assistant gets off the truck, showing how tense the situation has become. A gang member climbs in with the assistant out of the truck and orders the driver to get out. Then, in coordinated steps, a gang member climbs into the truck, takes control of the steering wheel, and quickly flees, leaving the driver and the assistant behind in confusion. In the middle of a bright afternoon, a camera captures a tense situation in the US-Mexico border in Nogales, Arizona. Two men of incredible ingenuity are seen sneaking down the border fence, carrying backpacks allegedly full of narcotics to be smuggled into the US. Once inside the US, the men run without hesitation, quickly crossing the street while holding a phone call. However, this tranquility is interrupted when they realize they are in the spotlight. Knowing they have been spotted, the two make the bold decision to return to the border fence and climb over it back into Mexico, trying to avoid the intense scrutiny of the many US Border Patrol agents. On the streets of Mexico, an encounter with matones or thugs can be a nerve-wracking experience. Watch as Sandra and Roger face difficult situations on the road.
Two is Monday? A soda?
While driving on the street, our driver was stopped by a man in a blue hoodie who looked like a local thug. The demand for money to pass becomes a critical moment.
Oh dear.
Fearlessly, the driver refused to give anything to the thug. With courage, they break through the thug and step on the gas, leaving the place without considering the threat. These tense moments provide a unique view of how to deal with bullying on the streets of Mexico.
He's throwing a rock. He's throwing a rock right now. We need to find it. Is this, because there has to be a leak. That was pretty shady.
The tension is not over yet. As the car pulls away, the thug is not at peace with the refusal. With visible frustration, he throws rocks at the vehicle as a sign of discontent. Amidst the chaotic street life of Mexico, a red sedan bears witness to a dramatic scene. A cartel member who was a victim of kidnapping fights for his freedom. The camera focuses on the red sedan. The atmosphere creates a dramatic backdrop. Inside the sedan, a cartel member who was a victim of kidnapping is seen being held captive by mysterious men. The sedan continues to drive backward, creating a sense of tension. An unexpected act of resistance occurs. The previously victimized cartel member, with sudden courage and speed, jumps out of the moving car. The cartel member manages to get out of the open door, break the control of the kidnappers, and escape nimbly. The kidnappers decided not to pursue anymore, realizing the risks involved in the territory. Tension creeps into the streets when a truck driver meets bad luck in the middle of the road while he is driving. In the middle of his routine journey, the truck is suddenly stopped by two mysterious cars that block the road. Quickly, the car doors open, and menace is in the air. This critical moment suggests that something unpleasant is about to happen. From the car blocking the road, several men from the cartel emerge who are about to commit a street robbery against the truck he is driving. As the situation grows tense, the truck driver frantically makes a bold decision, step on the gas and run away. Steadily, the truck driver pushes it over the edge of the road, escaping the clutches of the cartel. This unpleasant experience would leave a profound mark on the trucker's journey. Here's footage of bravery and quick thinking as an armored truck driver foils a daring attack on the highway. An armored truck travels on a one-lane overpass highway in Santiago, unaware that the car ahead harbors two armed robbers. Suddenly, the front car abruptly stops, and the unsuspecting truck driver now confronts a dire threat as the armed robbers emerge, sprinting towards him with weapons drawn. In a decisive move, the armored truck driver accelerates, executing a high-impact maneuver to thwart the impending attack. He collides with the robber's car, redirecting it forcefully into the expressway. The thwarted attackers are left bewildered as the armored truck driver escapes unscathed. A Colombian soldier successfully captured one of the top 20 most wanted criminals in the country. The action unfolds with a fierce firefight, showcasing the incredible bravery of the Special Forces soldiers. A helicopter hovers nearby, providing vital support to the ground troops as they close in on their target. As the smoke of the firefight clears, Edgar Gutierrez Arenas emerges from the thick underbrush, shirtless and in jeans. The Special Forces soldiers swiftly move in, grabbing him by the necklace around his neck and ensuring a safe and successful capture. The camera focuses on the dramatic action of a cartel member trying to escape from a police helicopter. This scene creates an exciting story that sparks tension along the coastline. In an adrenaline-filled scene, the cartel's boat glides at high speed, challenging the low-flying police helicopter behind it. The roaring engine creates a tense atmosphere, portraying the courage of the boat driver trying to escape. As the boat approaches the coast, the dramatic action continues. The cartel members are seen cleverly jumping out of the boat and rushing to escape on foot. The descending police helicopter casts a shadow on the sandy beach, followed by the police officers who then chase the cartel members. Amidst the streets of Sinaloa, we take you to a situation that almost changed a motorcyclist's journey. An experience that shows how the chaos of cartel influence can put one's life at risk. As a motorcyclist rides down the road, he detects an irregularity ahead of him. The urge to change direction arises, but inattention almost leads him to a deadly collision. A car passes by at high speed, and only thanks to quick reflexes is the accident avoided. The motorcyclist continues his journey. A container truck stops, telling us that something serious happened ahead. Despite being warned, the motorcyclist decides to continue. Sure enough, chaos ensued with the sight of a container that appeared to have just been looted and then set on fire, providing the backdrop for the ride. In a land torn by cartel conflict in Sinaloa, Mexico, cameras film the aftermath of the arrest of Ovidio Guzman, son of El Chapo Guzman. The effect of Ovidio Guzman's arrest: two boys are seen sitting in a Sinaloa cartel car. They are holding long-barreled guns. Their facial expressions reflect that they are ready to fight the authorities, who are perceived as a threat to the sustainability of the cartel and their territory. These children, who should be protected and given a bright future, are now being armed and dragged into the world of cartel conflict. By arming children in the streets, the cartel is sending a strong message that they are ready to take the fight to the authorities, who are perceived as their enemies. In San Antonio, a threat is lurking. Car and gun thefts directly linked to Mexican drug cartels are in the spotlight.
Startling video. A young suspect with an AK-47 rifle going from car to car to see if any doors are unlocked. You can see other teens in driveways around the cul-de-sac.
A cartel gang is caught on CCTV pulling a stunt at night. A young suspect, armed with an AK-47, checks cars around a cul-de-sac. Sheriff Salazar points out that not only were the guns stolen, but they ended up in the hands of Mexican drug cartels.
Cody Fulmar as he traveled through San Antonio. He was inside a store for just 10 minutes, and when he came back out,
the keys were in my hands and the truck was gone.
The sheriff gives a sobering warning that stolen vehicles are often used to smuggle narcotics. This is increasingly troubling to the public, and vehicle owners are urged to be more careful about leaving valuables in their cars. The latest viral video presents a scene from inside the car of a cartel gang in Phoenix. In the details of this shocking footage, we see that the passengers in the cartel gang's car are armed with long-barreled weapons, while bulletproof vests appear to be mandatory attire. They drive through the streets in an eerie manner, creating a tense atmosphere. The potential danger of this situation cannot be ignored, and there is the possibility of a rebellion or clash with the security forces, which could lead to a dangerous civil war. The heavy weaponry and visible readiness of the cartel gangs create uncertainty about the future of security in the region.
Yeah, I got you.
Footage shows a suspicious yellow truck where several people are seen committing a dubious act, stealing water from a tank that does not belong to them. A camera records the event unnoticed by the perpetrators.
See? I knew he'd be coming at us.
The driver of the yellow truck realizes that the watchful eye of a citizen has caught his actions. The truck stops and backs up to the citizen's car. Then, the driver gets out to approach the car, which is recording.
About people stealing water, and want to make sure that we're in a drought and make sure nobody's stealing water. If you're illegal, you have nothing to worry about.
I'm sorry?
At all. No problemo.
The conversation between the truck driver and the resident reveals that they are often seen in the area. The resident's reason for filming is in response to frequent reports of water theft in the area. The scene creates a tense picture of how this conflict will be resolved. Watch this harrowing armed robbery that unfolded on Gauteng's N4 highway. In a brazen attack, an armed gang targeted a motorist, leaving the police on a relentless pursuit to bring the perpetrators to justice. Scenes from this audacious robbery were captured on dashcam. The footage reveals the suspects firing multiple shots from a white BMW, creating a scene straight out of an action movie. The victims, reportedly two businessmen, were transporting a large sum of money after a withdrawal when their car became the target of the relentless attackers. Despite the terrifying encounter, none of the victims sustained injuries. In a heart-pounding incident, a couple narrowly escapes an attempted robbery, showcasing the dangers that some travelers face on the road.
Ahí vienen, son esos.
Te dije que te esperaran, Padre Celestial, y lo esperas, Padre Celestial.
Sí, son esos güeyes.
Navigating the border area, the couple notices a trailing car, sparking unease. Glancing at their side mirrors, their fears are confirmed. They are being followed. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, they quickly understand the potential threat of robbery.
No, son esos. Mira. Ahí vienen.
With adrenaline pumping, they decide to escape, accelerating to outrun the tailing car. However, they spot a pair of cars strategically blocking their path. Realizing they're trapped, in a split-second decision, the driver skillfully maneuvers, and the tension rises as they manage to break free from the encircling threat. In a dramatic turn of events, a patrol camera has captured a harrowing chase involving an alleged human trafficker in the Arizona desert. truck deviated off the road, tearing through bushes and cacti in the Arizona desert. The driver, aware of the pursuit, accelerated, kicking up clouds of dust, prompting authorities to call for reinforcements. Authorities describe a high-speed pursuit, ending with the truck halted. The sheriff, approaching cautiously, finds a firearm in the driver's hand. The rescued migrant family, initially asleep during the chase, discloses a $5,000 payment for their journey and a remaining debt of $13,000. Heavily armed robbers targeted a Chinese supermarket, leading to a dramatic exchange of gunfire with the police. In broad daylight, a group of 4 heavily armed criminals stormed the supermarket in Santos Lugares. Armed with what initially appeared to be machine guns, they threatened both the store owner and customers, creating a scene of terror and chaos within seconds. The violent robbery unfolded swiftly, with the criminals grabbing cash from the store's registers, seizing belongings from customers, and making a quick exit. In less than a minute, they boarded a Volkswagen Tiguan truck and fled the scene. Witness this troubling incident that unfolded on the roads of Reynosa, Tamaulipas, where criminals set up a checkpoint to carry out a series of attacks on unsuspecting motorists and trailer drivers. Armed men, suspected to be affiliated with the Gulf Cartel, strategically set up a checkpoint on Libramiento Sur Dos in Reynosa. Their intention was to assault motorists, with a particular focus on trailer drivers passing through the area. The criminals identified themselves as members of the Reynosa Group, a faction associated with the Gulf Cartel. Throughout the checkpoint operation, they brandished assault rifles, instilling fear and ensuring compliance from drivers who fell victim to their criminal activities. Witness the chaos after the detention of Ovidio Guzman, son of imprisoned drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Described by Mexican authorities as a significant escalation, the operation turned Culiacan into a war zone. The attempt to detain Ovidio Guzman led to a fierce firefight in Culiacan, causing significant damage. A civilian airliner was hit, intensifying chaos. Footage from inside one of the airplanes during takeoff at Culiacan Airport captures passengers taking cover, reflecting the tense atmosphere and fear for their safety. In a bold move, the cartel set up 19 roadblocks, including at Culiacan's airport and near the local army base, to resist authorities moving Ovidio Guzman. They decided to load him onto a military helicopter for safe transport back to Mexico City. An accused leader of the notorious MS-13 gang was apprehended during a routine traffic stop in Ohio.
You're not speaking English? Okay. Well, the reason I got him stopped is he's following too close. I'm not going to issue him a citation. It's just going to be a warning, okay? All right?
Bodycam footage captured the routine traffic stop where a state trooper approached the vehicle. Velasquez Larin was cooperative during the encounter, even handing over his passport when asked. This seemingly mundane interaction escalated when Border Patrol agents were called in for assistance.
Let's have a seat right here, okay?
Okay.
Velasquez Larin, sitting in the front passenger seat, complies with the trooper's instructions. However, the presence of Border Patrol agents indicates the gravity of the situation, leading to the eventual arrest of Velasquez Larin, along with the driver and another passenger. Passengers in Puebla had a close encounter with danger as criminals attempted to rob a truck on a highway.
Película de acción, los pasajeros de un autobús de la línea Vía grabaron el momento en el que criminales intentaron asaltar a una camioneta en la carretera Teciutlán a Cajete.
Watch as the criminals catch up with their target, a cargo truck. Armed with a gun, one of the assailants threatens the truck driver while attempting to block the road, creating a dangerous situation for everyone involved.
El conductor esquiva el automóvil zigzagueando para escapar y deja a 2 criminales a la orilla de la carretera.
The truck driver skillfully maneuvers through the traffic, zigzagging to escape the criminals. The escape plan leaves the assailants on the side of the road, thwarted by the driver's quick and evasive action. In a high-stakes operation, law enforcement authorities have successfully apprehended an MS-13 gang member involved in human smuggling.
Come on, dude. Go, 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 go.
The suspects, realizing the heat was on, attempted to flee the scene, leading to a high-speed chase captured on camera. The pursuit takes them through Kinney County, with authorities in hot pursuit.
Where are you right now? Put your hands behind your back.
The suspects crash into a ranch fence and attempt to escape on foot. Swift action from authorities resulted in the arrest of both the driver and Brian Reyes, charging them with evading arrest and smuggling of persons. In a shocking incident in Cerro Navia, a rideshare driver faced a violent assault attempt during a routine trip. The in-vehicle camera captures a terrifying moment as an alleged passenger becomes aggressive. The driver, faced with escalating tensions and a demand for an unscheduled stop, assures the assailant of compliance in a quick-thinking move. The vehicle briefly stops, but to everyone's surprise, the driver resists the assailant's threats. As soon as the criminal exits, the driver accelerates, a brave act captured on camera that prevents the theft of the vehicle and ensures the driver's safety. In a heart-pounding incident at a Copex service center in the metropolitan region, a man took matters into his own hands to thwart a robbery. In a chilling incident at a Copex service center, a vehicle owner faces a group of assailants attempting car theft. Swiftly, the man grabs a spray can, unleashing benzene on at least 3 would-be thieves. A bold move unfolds in the unexpected showdown, protecting his property. As the assailants retreat, soaked in fuel, they flee the scene in a white van, adding another layer to the unfolding drama. What's even more astonishing is that the very van they used for the attempted robbery was also stolen. On what should have been a quiet night, a driver on the road had a nerve-wracking experience. What had been a peaceful scene took an abrupt turn when a cartel gang confronted the driver at a red light. In the tense atmosphere, the driver quickly realizes the situation is unsafe.
It's the cartel. Yeah.
Without panicking, he decides to back up, looking for an opening to escape before making a bold decision. As his car continued to back up, the cartel gang tried to intercept it with their vehicle, attempting to run the driver over. However, the driver manages to avoid the impact with precision and composure. The driver had to make a bold decision. Stepping on the accelerator, the car nimbly swerves and breaks through the cartel gang that is trying to get in its way. Although a vehicle from the cartel also tries to get in the way, the driver's skills deftly evade the threat. In the middle of the vast ocean, US Coast Guard officers go about their routine marine patrol duties. The calm comes to a halt when they spot a suspicious object.
Alto Tupaco! That's gonna be hard to get on! Alto Tupaco!
As the camera pans across the calm ocean, a submarine appears as a mysterious shadow. Alert Coast Guard officers approach the vessel, realizing the potential danger beneath the surface. Determined, they decide to pursue and confront the cartel submarine. Immediately, exciting action ensues. Without hesitation, one of the Coast Guard officers jumps from the patrol boat onto the fleeing cartel submarine. The Coast Guard patrol boat and the submarine are now locked in a dramatic naval confrontation. Officers jumping onto the sub are confronted with a sealed entrance. The camera captures Coast Guard officers pounding on the submarine's door. The tense atmosphere culminates when the door opens to reveal the suspect. An arrest is made inside the submarine, exposing a cartel involved in dangerous drug smuggling. In the vast and challenging land of Brazil, a chase between federal police and drug traffickers becomes a real action that goes beyond the limits of violence and suspense. The camera crawls across the Brazilian countryside, showing federal police cars speeding away, pursuing with unwavering determination. Tension mounts as the police officers learn that the drug traffickers will use an airplane to escape. As the police car approaches the runway, the plane's propeller has turned, signaling that the drug smugglers are preparing to take off. In a chilling scene, the police officers continue to follow the aircraft. Dramatically, the federal police car crashes with great action to the plane's wing. The wrecked plane symbolizes the fight against crime. The police's success in stopping the plane has a dramatic effect, including the arrest of the drug smuggler. On a seemingly ordinary day, a couple passes by on the street, unaware they are about to be subjected to a gripping event. Without warning, their car is stopped by a group of cartel members. The spotlight is on a cartel member who points a gun at them. The female passenger refuses to yield to the threat, triggering a confrontation. Tensions reach a fever pitch as the driver and passenger refuse to be victimized. They take the bold step of driving the car to the ground to escape the clutches of the cartel members. In their bravery, the two change their fate and leave behind the chaos created by the cartel members. In the middle of the street, the camera witnesses a scene reflecting the courage and fearlessness of cartel men. They drive down a street heavily guarded by security forces. The car is not just passing by, but implies the arrival of a battle. The cartel men inside are seen with long guns in their hands. They show their fearlessness by pointing their weapons at the security guards. The artificial sound of gunshots from their mouths adds to the drama, giving the impression that they are confronting the security forces. In Matamoros, Tamaulipas, an atmosphere of tension creeps through the streets as merciless cartel members rob and steal vehicles from motorists. As an older man is about to enter his home, he accidentally falls victim to the brutality of cartel members. A violent member of the cartel makes a stern threat, creating tension as guns are held tightly. The older man, with a look of desperation on his face, was forced to hand over his car keys when threatened by the ruthless robbers. Unable to do anything, the older man could only watch in resignation as his car was used in a crime. With their car stolen, the cartel members mercilessly flee the scene. The older man and his wife exited the house, only to see their vehicle quickly driven away. This video from the Texas Department of Public Safety proves the strain of conducting a helicopter patrol in the Mexican border region.
Hey, Romeo Zulu units, the red SUV, I think it's in between you guys.
A gunman from the Gulf Cartel aims his AK-47 rifle at a police helicopter patrolling Starr County. As the helicopter pulls away, the gunman's risk-taking bravado shows that border tensions are not just words.
Okay, I think I got them here parking into like a warehouse or something. Let me shoot you these courts.
After that, the gunman managed to escape and hide himself in a warehouse, which turned out to be a hideout for a cartel gang. Mexican law enforcement responded quickly, went to the area, and diligently raided the cartel hideout. The raid by Mexican law enforcement inside the warehouse led to the discovery of the perpetrator, who dared to point an AK-47 at the helicopter. In the heart of Mexico's conflict with drug cartels, police dashcam footage opens a window into the courage and danger faced by law enforcement officers. As police cross a cartel-held area, they are confronted with the sight of abandoned vehicles. As they make their way through, an attack suddenly erupts in the distance, giving a real sense of the threat facing police in the area. At a critical moment, a bullet pierces the windshield of the police car, shattering the glass and creating an emergency. The police quickly took action by entering the tunnel, protecting themselves from the deadly gunfire coming from the cartel territory. An intense scenario unfolds when a member known as Halcon is caught sleeping on the job by a colleague. In a car that serves as a guardhouse, a cartel member is found sleeping, slumped over in exhaustion, unaware that he has become the center of attention for his fellow cartel members. The surprise comes when his fellow cartel members, who know of Halcon's whereabouts, decide to surprise him. Wearing a weapon and a bulletproof vest, the colleague opens the vehicle door where Halcon sleeps. The sudden presence creates the tension of an unexpected raid.